What's up you guys, I'm back with another video. In today's video we're going to talk about the best laptops for programming that you can buy for college, or if you're just looking to buy a laptop for learning programming or software development, this video is for you. So let's get started. Alright, so I have specifically picked out 10 different laptops from 4 different brands, but we'll talk more about that later in this video. Firstly, I'd like to tell you what kind of mindset you need to have when you're looking to buy a laptop, what kind of factors you should consider, and how you can generally go about the process of buying a laptop for programming specifically, right? Another disclaimer is that if you're looking for a gaming laptop, then this video is probably not for you, because I'm specifically going to talk about the best laptops for programming and software development. Gaming is not at all a consideration for this video. So if you're looking for gaming laptop, then feel free to leave this video, but if you still want to watch, be my guest. Coming back to the point, how do you go about buying a laptop for programming and software development? The first and the most important thing, in my opinion, is going to be your processor and your memory, right? So for the processor, I think your best bet at this point is to go with an Intel Core processor, whether it's an i3, i5 or i7 or even i9, depending upon your budget. You can pick any of these processors, and I would say they are even better than AMD processors. Obviously, they've both been around and have great optimizations, but Intel processors, in my opinion, age better, right? So in my personal experience with AMD processors, I've seen that they tend to be really performant and fast in the beginning, but they deteriorate very drastically over time. The performance of an AMD processor after 1 year would be much slower compared to when you bought it, right? But Intel, on the other hand, seems to age very well. That might be a problem with my AMD processor, but in general, I would stick to Intel because it's tried and tested. In fact, Apple is planning to come up with their own chipsets and processors for their laptops and computers, but I'm still unsure whether or not they're going to be better than Intel, because Intel has been there battle tested over the years. It's not easy to switch an entire ecosystem because all your softwares, all your apps, all your frameworks, everything is basically encoded and optimized for Intel processors. So even if Apple makes better processors, it might take them a few years to get all the third-party developers and companies to optimize their software and their programs to work best on the Apple chipsets. Alright, that's about the processor. Now let's talk about memory. I'm talking about both RAM and your storage. For RAM, I would say 8 GB is good enough. 16 is optimum, right? So you should be targeting around 8 to 16 GB. If your budget is very low, maybe you could also get away with 4 GB RAM, but I think 8 GB is standard and 16 would be the best, right? If you can get 16, get 16. But honestly, you won't face any big problems with 8 GB RAM on your daily usage. But storage, on the other hand, is very important in my opinion. I would say don't fall for the laptops who are advertising 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte of storage. You don't need that much, and it's a hard disk drive, which I definitely do not recommend. We are in 2020 and a solid state drive is a non-negotiable for me at this point, and I think even for you, go for a laptop with a solid state drive. I think even if it's as low as 128 GB, that's good enough. Make sure it's an SSD and don't fall for the normal hard disk drive, because in the long run, your storage speed is going to be one big factor on how fast your laptop performs. Not only that, right? The hard disk drives have moving parts inside them, so they are more prone to damage. If you have a 1 terabyte hard drive on a laptop, it's more likely to go haywire and it's more likely to crash. You know, the hard disk drive might fail and you might end up losing all your data and stuff like that. So always avoid hard disk drive, guys. It's high time. It's 2020. Hard disk drives are a thing of the past. So definitely go for solid state storage. So with that, your essentials are covered basically. And after this, I would say all the other things that you consider would be good to haves and nice to haves, like a good display, a good battery backup. And for the GPU, like I said, you're not looking to game on this laptop, right? So don't worry too much about the GPU. Obviously, if you're doing some machine learning and data science kind of stuff, then you might need a GPU to train your models. But then even if you have a GPU, you're probably not going to get the best results on a laptop, because those deep learning models take a lot of resources for training, and you'll be doing it on the cloud with a lot of processing and GPU power, right? So don't worry about a GPU on your laptop. Finally, let's talk about the operating system. So obviously you'll have two main choices, Windows and Mac OS. I always recommend Mac OS because it's just so much better, right? Everything works well. It is Linux based, so you can run all your Linux commands on the terminal. And even if you're not buying a Mac, I would say stay away from Windows, right? Buy a Windows laptop and install Linux on it, so you can install Ubuntu or something. Unless you have a very specific reason to stay on Windows, there are some games you want to play or there's some applications that you want to run that only work on Windows, I would say just install Linux. It's much more performant than Windows, because Windows is loaded with a lot of bloatware that you don't really need, but it keeps running in the background, eating up your memory, eating up your CPU time. So it's not like you cannot do programming on Windows. You'll find all the softwares and everything you need on Windows, but still it's better to use a Linux based computer, because if you're going to become a software engineer from now, you will obviously be interacting with the command line a lot. You will be interacting with cloud based systems. When you're sitting at your home and you're trying to log into a cloud server, let's say you're logging into an Amazon EC2 instance, you get a Linux command line to use it. The sooner you get used to the command line interface of Linux, the better it is for you as a software engineer, right? Even if you buy the Windows computer, at least try to dual boot it with Ubuntu, so that for your programming work, just go to Ubuntu and use that, right? That's much better than Windows. Alright, so with that out of the way, now let's talk about the 10 laptops that I've picked for you. So I will put the Amazon links for all these laptops in the description, so you can go and find that laptop. You can buy these laptops, or you can even think about the factors that I explained to you earlier and come up with your own laptop. Just make sure that you consider all the factors that I talked about. Alright, so these laptops are going to be ranging from the least expensive to the most expensive laptop that I found. So one big reason for me to make this video this week is next week Amazon and Flipkart are going on sale, and a lot of you guys messaged me that you're planning to buy a laptop in this festive season. So I thought it would be best to post this video because the sales are coming next week, so the time couldn't be better. So the prices of these laptops may change a little bit. In fact, if you buy it during the sale period, you'll likely get a lower price than what you're seeing in this video. Alright, so the first least expensive laptop that I found for you guys is Lenovo V14. It's a 14-inch laptop with Intel Core i3 processor, 4GB of RAM, 256GB of storage. This is the cheapest laptop that I could find with the solid state drive, right? And like I said, solid state drive is a non-negotiable for me at this point. So for 33,000, you can buy the Lenovo V14. So the next laptop is also from Lenovo. It's called Lenovo IdeaPad S340. It has again an Intel Core i3 processor, 8GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, and a 14-inch display. Alright, so the next laptop that I have for you costs 44,000 rupees. It's from Xiaomi. It's called Mi Notebook 14. It has an Intel i5 processor with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. And I think Xiaomi has a real good laptop collection, because the specifications that they're offering at the price that they're offering is going to be the best deal that you're going to find. So I don't know how they have made it this cheap, but they're offering the best specifications for the price point. So definitely check out Mi Notebook 14. So the next laptop is from Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i. It has 8GB of RAM, Intel Core i5 processor, and 512GB of storage. This will cost you about 50,000 rupees. I think this is one of the best options that you have under 50,000 rupees, along with the Xiaomi laptops, right? So the next laptop will cost you 60,000 rupees. It's again from Xiaomi. It's called the Mi Notebook 14 Horizon Edition. It has an i7 processor, 8GB of RAM, 512GB of storage, and it also has an Nvidia MX350 graphics. So I think this laptop is as performant as it gets, because an i7 processor is definitely top of the line, and this laptop also has an Nvidia GPU, so that's a plus as well. Alright, so now we're entering kind of the premium segment for laptops, and these are slightly on the pricier side. So I think Asus has the best laptops for Windows, right? And if I was to buy a Windows laptop, I would probably go for Asus ZenBook 13 or 14. I think they have really good options. So this one is Asus ZenBook 13 with i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, 512GB of SSD. And if you just add 5,000 rupees to this, for the price of 73,000 rupees, you have Asus ZenBook 14, which has a 14-inch screen. Again, Intel i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, and 512GB of storage. And the other option that you have at the same price point is the Asus ZenBook 13 with the Intel Core i7 processor. So it has i7 with 8GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. I think for 73,000 rupees, you get the best piece of hardware from Asus, and you really don't need more, right? If you're buying a Windows laptop. And while there are other good laptops from Dell, like Dell XPS and HP Spectre and stuff like that, those are good laptops, but they're on the pricier side. So if you're going to that price range, I would definitely recommend not to go for those laptops and instead buy a MacBook. So the next laptop on my list is MacBook Air, and this laptop I would say is ABTube approved, because this is the laptop that I used during my college. So when I was in first year back in 2015, I got this laptop with the base version, right? It had an Intel Core i5 processor. It had 128GB of storage and 8GB of RAM, and that was plenty, right? All through my engineering, I did a lot of projects. I learned so many things on this particular laptop, and it handled everything with a breeze. It had amazing battery life. It used to last for like 8 to 10 hours, and everything I threw at it, it handled so gracefully. Because I remember this one time when I was at a hackathon at JP Morgan and Chase, I had a backend server running, I had a database server running, and a front-end server running, and about 50 Google Chrome tabs open, and it handled everything like a breeze, right? And that's why I recommend Apple, right? Their software is so good that it handles everything. It's so well optimized. Even if it's a MacBook Air that has i3 processor, 8GB of RAM, it will still perform better than your other Windows laptops that we just talked about. So if you have the budget, I would say 100% without any second thoughts, go for the MacBook Air. So the MacBook Air that I used cost 73,000 today. I think back then I got it on a sale. I paid around 65,000 for it. And it was good for me, right? I think it was one of the best decisions I made at that point. And I used it for 4 years. And back in 2019, last year, when I got the new MacBook Pro, I gave it away to my sister, who is still using it, and it still works fantastically. In fact, it works so well that I have asked my sister to give it back to me when she buys a new laptop. So I definitely recommend a MacBook Air. It's a great laptop. You can buy from 75 to 95,000. If you have the budget above 1 lakh, without any doubt, just buy the MacBook Pro, right? Get the 13-inch base version MacBook Pro. It's plenty. It's so powerful. It is going to be better than every single laptop that we discussed up until this point. MacBook Pro is your ultimate solution, right? I would say even if you get the 33,000 Lenovo laptop, you can learn on it. You can learn development. You can do some freelance works, make some money, and ultimately you will go and buy the MacBook Pro. And I'm telling you, MacBook Pro is the best option that you have for software development. So there's nothing beyond MacBook Pro, right? Even if you buy the base level MacBook Air, it's gonna be good enough. Don't worry about the specifications. I'm telling you, MacBook Air is good enough. I've done entire engineering through it, and everything I know, most of the things that I know, I learned on that MacBook Air. So I'm telling you, it's one of the best laptops there is. Alright, so in conclusion, if you can get a Mac, right? Don't have any second thoughts about it. Get it and you'll be happy. One important thing that I forgot to mention is that if you're buying a MacBook, don't buy it from Amazon, buy it from the Apple official store, which just launched in India last month. If you're a student, you can get the Apple education pricing and you can get a pretty big discount on the MacBook. So definitely check that out. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments down below or reach out to me on Instagram. I'm happy to help you out. And that's it. Thanks for watching.